Check it out, guys. We are going super ghetto today. The music's coming off my iPad instead of the normal audio hookups. Welcome to the future. Hello, everybody joining us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Zoom, and our live audience. We actually have a live audience today. We're always trying to change things up to keep Aaron on his toes. Today, we're going to be talking about social media, are using it correctly, and we've got a bunch of submissions. And Molly has gone through and selected a handful of people to join us live on Zoom. We'll be talking to them and we'll be looking at their work. But before we do that, let's say hello to the Dream Team. Dream Team!
What's good, guys?
Hey, guys. Always excited to be here, and we're going to have a great show today.
Very good show.
We are. I picked the social media picks. That was super fun. Thanks for giving me that opportunity, Chris.
Yeah.
A lot of work. Good job,
So,
Molly.
hey, if it goes well, Molly picked it. If it doesn't, send your emails towards Molly. And there's a brand new person joining us in the booth today. She's the latest addition to the Futur team. Her name's Erica. Erica, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent. Glad to see you on the show. And Erica's our first like full-fledged animator. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I was told, and I'm happy to be here.
That's what you were told. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what it says on the paycheck, like animator? Okay, well, we're happy to have you here, and we want to introduce everybody that's on the team over the course of the next few weeks. So you guys are going to meet everybody. We're going to rotate people in and out, so Erica's here to join us. So let's get the main title going, guys. This is Raw. We're back, and everything's working. Let's confirm we're actually live on YouTube and wherever else we need to be on Facebook.
We are live on,
Okay.
wait, let me make sure about YouTube, but.
All right, let's just double check the people on YouTube. And this is everybody that's joining us on Zoom. And in case you guys are wondering, how the heck did these fine, good-looking people, men and women, wind up on the Zoom call that we should be cutting to any second now, Aaron?
My computer.
Okay, is this what you're seeing? Or you can cut to my screen, Aaron. My screen works just as fine, too. Well, whatever.
Your screen?
My screen. Are you not cutting to my screen?
No.
Well, whatever. You're wondering, how did these people wind up being on the Zoom call live with us? They're all waving hello. See, you guys see them? This is awesome. The reason why they're here is because if you're following us on our Facebook page, we're now asking for people to submit work relative to a particular topic. And so today, like I said, we're going to be talking about social media. Next week, we're going to be reviewing topography and design, and whatever else we decide in the future, we'll review that too. Websites, animation, MoGraph reels, all that kind of stuff. So we're really happy to talk to the fine folks in this room. I'm going to share my screen and pop up the email. It looks like this.
Good.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Can you cut to my screen or no?
Molly just told me to cut to her screen for some reason.
No, Molly, don't direct the show. We got this. Okay. So we're looking at Alvin's work. Alvin, can you unmute yourself so I can hear you?
Yep, hey.
Hey, man. Alvin, let's do this. Just say your name. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Tell us where you're from and tell us kind of what you do.
My name's Alvinoei. I'm from Art Center, actually. I'm a student in environmental design. And I work on spatial projects a lot. And as you can see, I illustrate too. I like to do a little bit of everything. And that's
It
what
looks
I use
like it.
Instagram for.
It looks like it. Okay, so this is really not me necessarily critiquing your work today. It's reviewing your social media game. And you said you're a student at Art Center. You said you're into spatial design?
Yeah.
What does that mean, spatial design?
Well, I came from architecture. Now I'm in environmental design, so
I see.
it's really creating experiences for brands, small startups, just really exploring how storytelling becomes a thing where people can participate in, if that makes sense. I'm still trying to figure out the right way to
Shoot,
to explain
that
it.
is a mouthful, and I'm not sure what it is you're exactly saying. What term are you at Art Center?
11.
11? I thought there were
Yeah,
only 8 terms.
I think there's only 7.
He's a super senior, I think.
Super senior? How is it that you're at 11th term? You switch majors or something?
No, I'm sort of I'm taking classes outside my major. I'm
I see.
Experimenting with everything.
I see, so you're pushing it out. So
Yeah.
in theory, you could be graduating any second now, right?
I could be, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm looking at your thing here. I noticed that when you describe what you do, it's kind of all over the map, but the one way you didn't describe yourself is the way you describe yourself on Instagram. You said, I'm an idea strategist, focused on human-centered imagination. This is like a cloud of vapor I'm trying to grab my hands around. Is that Aaron laughing? Or
Yeah.
who you're laughing there?
It's just, a cloud of vapor is an apt description.
I'm still trying to figure out the right way to word it.
Okay, who's doing the work that you would like to be doing today?
Well, my goal is to get into Imagineering, actually.
Okay,
So
And
a
is-
lot of
they dream up physical spaces and use technology and art, right?
exactly. That's what I'm trying to understand. That's why I'm prolonging my time in school so that I could learn a little bit of everything.
Okay, so it says to me you either love school, you got a lot of money, or you're not ready to jump ship and learn in the
I
real
don't
world.
have a lot of money, that's for sure.
How do you afford 11 terms at Art Center?
Lots of scholarships.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've been
Okay.
taking a lot of breaks, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
Do a
get
lot of
into
freelance-
this. Okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
just dive into this. I'm gonna go ninja style on you, and we're gonna just take this thing apart. Okay? Do I have your permission to do that?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So just do me a favor for the time being. Just mute because I hear a lot of ruffling of paper, some scratchy
Okay.
sounds, and unmute yourself when you're ready to say something at any time. Here's what I'm seeing so far. I like your logo. It's nice. It's simple. It's very personal. It has this kind of hand-done feel to it, and I like that. And this is where I have some problems. I'm going to highlight this right now. This whole idea strategist. If you just said, I help to realize three-dimensional spaces using technology and art, I would get that right away. There's like too much information in here. And the way that I would like for you to write this is to write it in terms of a customer benefit versus what you do. So that was a simple way for me to understand. I help clients realize three-dimensional spaces using technology and art. So if I have a space I want to build or design using technology and art, I know who you are and what you do. Okay? So start there. Now, next thing is, I noticed your drawings and your artwork are all over the place. It's almost completely unpredictable to me as to what I'm going to see. And we're going to dive into that in a little bit. I'm also noticing you've done 467 posts. That's not saying anything good or bad. You have 1,100 followers and you're following 2,000 people. Now, normally I would say a person in school that has 1,100 followers, that's pretty good. But you also have 2,000 that you're following. And it could be one of those things where out of guilt, people follow you back. What I like to see is a ratio where your followers is much bigger than the people you're following. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with you following other people, but if you want to test if the work that you're doing, the ideas that you're putting out into the world is valuable, then you will gain followers organically without having to mass follow a lot of people. Okay? If you really enjoy their work, no problem following their work at all. Now, what I look at here is there's a simple rule, and it's the rule of threes. And if Molly can bring up that slide, if you notice, Instagram is a 3-column grid, and there's a lot of submissions here today that deal with Instagram. And what you want to do is think in campaigns of 3. I used to use Instagram in a way that I think wasn't native to the platform. I was posting one thing, and I wasn't thinking about what post number 2 is going to be, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's all over the place, and it feels like that's kind of what you're doing. You feel inspired, you snap a picture of an otter, and then there's a pig or something like that with a palm tree, and then there's a really rough sketch. So it makes it very unpredictable. Here's the problem. When I see one piece of art that you do that I like, let's say this one, and I'm like, oh, let me check his work out, and I click on your name, and then it's all over the place. I have to make a really quick decision. Is this somebody that I want to be inspired by in my feed, or is this somebody who's going to junk up my feed? And that's really important. So my suggestion to you is to focus up, think about campaigns in 3, and now we'll show some examples of people who do that really well. There we go. So I forget who this is. Is this Serial Cut? Molly, help me out. Your mic's off, Molly.
No, sorry. Yes, it's Serial Cut, and then I Love Dust. And
Yeah, Serial Cut and I Love Dust. You guys hopefully can see that screen on YouTube if you look them up, Serial Cut and I Love Dust. You see how they group everything by color, by shape, by theme, by size. Sometimes they're tiled images that build up to be something bigger. They're unified, like I said, by color or theme. And there's an organizational, curated editorial thing that's happening here. And I'm not seeing that here. I see a lot of really cool drawings. I see some very interesting art. Aaron, any day now? Okay. Help me out. Cut to my screen, please. Thank you. Okay. So you see like this thing right here? I don't know what this has to do with everything else. And it says how to stop time. And so what I'm looking for is consistency and a little predictability in terms of the kind of images I'm going to look at. All right. Alvin, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I think the way that I approach it, I'm not trying to establish myself as a brand yet. It's more like how I'm exploring and how I'm thinking on a daily basis. And to be honest, these are the things that kind of go through my mind.
Okay.
I definitely agree. I could be doing a lot better with the consistency. And I think that my brain's sort of sporadic and all over the place. And most of these are just my process work.
Right. And I think it's okay to share your process work. I think you have to be a little bit more intentional. And I see the problem here. I see the problem. The problem is you don't know yet how to describe yourself. So it seems like everything you do fits within that container. The world just needs a little bit of help from you to put it into a bucket so it's a little easier for them to understand. That's as simple as I can say it, okay? And it's everything that you're doing is a reflection of who you are. You're at 11 terms in Art Center and you're still exploring lots of different things. As you describe yourself, you're kind of all over the place. And so your Instagram reflects that. So if you want to really grow your audience quickly, find a focus. And if you do sketches, let's just say you do 100 days of sketches. People love that kind of stuff because then it's consistent. Or a painting a day, whatever it is that you can do. A material study every day, or something that I'm really inspired by every single day, and you do that for a period of time. You can build your audience, you can work on your hashtag game, and then when you have a big enough following and they accept you and your story and who you're doing, what you're doing and who you are, then you can expand on that and come up with different themes. So if you guys have a sketch that you want to post and share, my suggestion is hold the sketch. Think about what's the next post and the third post that's going to come after it. Try to have it tell a story, kind of like a triptych versus a one-off. One-offs, you might have a hit, but it won't help you to gain traction. Okay? All right, man.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being very patient and joining us live via Zoom. Okay, so I'm going to ask you now to put yourself on mute. I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to talk to the next person. Okay? So go ahead and hit mute, and now we're going to talk to Connor Fowler.
Hi there.
Connor, introduce yourself.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, man.
I'm Connor. I'm a freelance graphic designer from the UK. I focus largely on logo and brand identity design. I've been doing this on full-time since 2017. And my account's largely focused on my process around logo design.
Logo design. Beautiful. And you're from the UK, right?
Yep.
Sorry, I was fumbling around with trying to get your picture on the screen here now that I got it up. Aaron, you should probably be on my screen and not Molly's screen. Oh, okay. All right, you're saving me for myself? Good job. Okay, here we go. Let's go full screen here. Let's look at Connor's work. Connor has got a lot of followers. Very impressive. You guys, are you guys seeing his numbers? Aaron, can you cut to my screen now or no?
Oh, sorry. It's because you and Molly have the exact same thing on your screen sometimes.
No, my screen is full screen.
Molly's is too.
Label hers. No, she's not. She has all the comments and stuff.
All right.
There's a big difference. Okay, look at that. Connor, have you deleted any of your posts, just out of curiosity?
At the beginning of this year, I culled probably about 50, I think, maybe 75. Last year I did a daily challenge to try and post lots of content, and I felt that the work I'm producing 2017 forward had not represented what I did last year, so I
Great.
took it up.
Well, let's just take a moment and understand that what Connor did was he realized some of the older content that he had shared wasn't relevant anymore, so he deleted it. I recommend you guys do that, because every once in a while I'll see somebody with 7 posts and a whole bunch of followers, and I was thinking, how did that happen? I think what happened was they went back and deleted all the junk that didn't make sense anymore. So that's a really good practice right there, to go ahead and go and delete. Now let's look at what else is going on. So his ratio of followers to following is incredible. That's an A+ right there. That's a 10 over to 10 to 1 ratio there. And I think if you guys have those numbers, you're doing really well. And let's look at how he describes himself. So he says logo and branding specialist. He's on fire. Email for commissions and inquiries. There's an inbox. Hello at Connor Fowler. Tap here to get in touch. So he's speaking in the language of young people. He's using emoticons. Full screen, please. Aaron's easily confused. Aaron,
I don't know what you want from me.
cut to my screen.
We are on your screen.
No, you're not.
Oh.
Can you label it so you can figure it out?
Okay, is this one your screen?
Yes, it is my screen.
Okay, I had it backwards.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so he's using emoticons, which I think make the sentence break up in a positive way. I think it's fun. It's youthful. I wouldn't use it, but it's working well for him. So who am I to say anything? All right. So I like that. Go ahead.
The emoticons on mobile, obviously you're looking at in browser, but they're all tiered, so they're all on separate lines.
Oh.
So it breaks it down even more.
I see. Smart. I like it. So let's look at your work. Why do you think you have so many followers, man?
So it was May, June. I had 5,000. I'm at 13 now, and I think it's just because I'm working it a lot harder. I think posting more regularly, consistently, and posting a lot of story content and explaining my process and kind of documenting as well.
Yeah.
As well as content creation.
I see. And okay, I'm starting to see some patterns here. So you guys, as I'm looking at his work, he's not only showing you the sketch phase, he's also showing you the grid phase and the finished drawings. And I think that's really nice in terms of enrolling somebody in your process. And when you look at his feed, it's very consistent. When I was talking before to Alvin, I was talking about, like, I don't know what I'm expecting to see. And he also mentioned doing a logo challenge for 30 days, I believe. Is that right?
I did it like every day almost for probably 3/4 of 2016 until I burnt out, basically.
Okay.
And you can see there where the style changes. So basically, when I changed my posting style, that's when things kicked off.
I see. Really nice work. And I can see that doing something consistently for however many days, 30 days is a good amount of time. For 3/4 of a year is even better. And I know people like, who is it, Beeple? Beeple has done an image a day for every day for I don't know how many years now.
10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
Just leave her mic on, it's fine.
Leave 'em
So
all on,
yeah, that's cool. So he's been doing it for 10 years and he has a massive following, and it's impressive to see the creativity and the longevity and the variety of ideas that somebody can come up with for one poster. Another guy is Baugasm, Baugasm. We'll drop the link in a second. He also consistently posts. I guess I could search for him myself. I can do that.
His work's really cool.
Yeah, his work's really cool,
I
and it's
follow him.
consistent, right? So let me open another tab here. Let me type in Instagram, and good job on the edit there, Aaron. Baugasm. I follow him. There it is. Okay, so let's go back to my screen, Aaron. Look at this. He does a poster every single day, and they're not gigantic, differences. And there's a system. When you create a piece of artwork every single day, you kind of have to have a system in place, and it's super inspiring to see. Like, how many times can you take a 3-dimensional shape and throw a gradient on it and make it work? Well, he's kind of figured out every single version of that, and he keeps going, and it's super impressive. So let's see how many followers he has. He has almost 80,000 followers right now. So if you guys are looking for how to improve your social media game, if you're an artist, this is the way to do it. Do something consistent, be super clean, put in the time and energy and effort into doing it. And I'm coming back to Connor now, and you can see he shows you his sketches. There's good ideas in here. I don't love the comps, Connor, so I'm looking at serpent safety and fish food. I think if you spent just a little bit more time in doing these contextual comps where you kind of put it against an image or burnish it into a book or put it on a poster, I think you're going to do a lot better.
And that's exactly the direction I'm heading, Chris.
Oh, look at that. Let's see where you're going. Okay. So
So
spend
that's
a
the
little
next
bit of
step.
time doing your mock-ups, okay? And my prediction for you, young man, is that your account is going to continue to go on this trajectory, and it's going to go bananas. And you're doing a great job. Here's the other thing that he's done. I think he's participated. I'm looking for it. He's participated in some logo design competitions. This one looks like you participated in the Logo Inspirations Design Challenge for DC Comics. Is that right?
Yep, that's
Okay.
correct.
So a great way to help boost your followers really fast, obviously I don't want to do that, is to boost it really fast, is to participate and tag somebody who's looking for content just like yours. Jonathan Rudolph, he's got 400,000 followers, and so whenever he posts something from what we're doing, we get a ton of new followers instantly. And so if you create content that other more influential bloggers or vloggers or Instagrammers are doing, that, or they find inspiring, they're going to share your link and you're going to grow that way. So your goal should be create work that is shareable, that people want to share with other people. And if you do it and you put in the energy and effort, I can see here, he carefully places his pencils and pens. I don't know if that's a comp, but he's just giving it that little extra effort and it makes a big difference. There's color correction going on. It's just not straight out of the camera. It looks really good, man. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so
Thank you.
anything else I can...
One of the things I'm
Yep.
constantly trying to battle with is making posts too busy, because I found that often people, if it's too busy or too simple, people will just go straight past it. It has to grab the attention, but it can't be messy. How do you, obviously with your future posts, it's quite, you do a lot of quotes, a lot of color-based things that all fit in the same theme. But how do you keeping that consistency? I'm just unsure of how to balance it and not trying to find the best point, if that makes sense. So straight from my question a bit.
Yeah, hold on. I'm getting some secondary audio, Molly.
Yeah, is that?
Who's
I'm wondering if do you have anything on your background, Connor?
Connor, do you have our video in the background or something? Is that you?
No, I don't have speakers on.
Okay, that's kind
I
of
don't
weird.
know.
Someone else
is.
Somebody else jacked up that question for you, but basically, let me recap. His question is, if I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, the question is, how do you prevent your post from getting super messy and too busy? Is that pretty much what you're asking?
Yep.
And are you finding that when you layer in all the pencils and the doodads, it's starting to get too busy?
I've noticed specific posts, depending on the content that's in there. But when you do things like mock-ups, if you have a whole set of stationery, for instance, people will just go straight past it, rather than say just a book.
Okay, that's a great question. Okay, that's a much more refined question. So let's take a look at that. I'm gonna switch over back to my shared screen here. I don't think he has anything like that, but we have to remember that more than 50% of the internet traffic now is coming from mobile. And when you're looking at Instagram, it's a fairly small screen. We're not looking at it on desktop like the way we are right now. And Instagram makes sure we don't do that because the desktop application version of their software sucks. It doesn't have any of the features. I can't look at my messages. I can't look at anything.
No.
So keep in mind that we're on a screen that's about 4 or 5 inches diagonal. And if you make it so hard to read the image, then people are going to skip by it. Well, where does that work? That works in landscape photography, and that seems to work okay where you have a wide shot. But for design, we want to see the details. We want to see how precisely you drew the curves and the arcs. So it's important that you're in pretty tight, and I can see that you are in this case. So I think this is a matter of you cropping things out and being very selective of what you show. I like this image in the middle here. I like it because there's a certain kind of asymmetrical balance where you have the pens and they're laid out a certain way. Some thought and consideration was put into this, and then you photographed it. And I think that's what people like to see. And you're also optimizing the square format, because if you just show a screenshot of, not a screenshot, but just of your iPhone, there's a lot of negative space that needs to be filled. And so I like seeing that you're considerate of the medium, the format, and that people are looking at it on mobile. So here's the suggestion. If you want to show a whole stationary system, you can show it in one shot, and then you would show tighter shots and crops and things put on an angle. I've seen people do that very successfully so that you get the wide view, so you get to see the whole system, but you have to almost immediately post the second and third shot in that sequence.
What about using an album maybe and just...
Oh, yeah. An album's great. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, now on Instagram you can do albums, so you can start with... Maybe you have to start with the most striking image You might not be able to start with a wide shot. So start with the most
For sure.
striking image, and then people will swipe through and look at. And I've seen this now, and I like people who are doing this, where people are doing logo animation process. So they'll do a video,
Yeah.
and you know how like when you just watch a video and it gets right to the end when it's done, and it just cuts off and starts over again. Man, I couldn't see the finished product. So now people are getting really. They're getting much better at posting. So they'll show you the finished logo first, and then as you swipe through, maybe the last one in that sequence will be the video as to how they did it. So you see the finished logo, a sketch, maybe a logo grid, the finished logo, and a video process showing how you did it. I think that would be awesome to do.
Something to catch your eye, I guess, at the end.
Yeah, so it's a whole story.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess that's it. I'm going to move on to my next guy, okay?
Thank you, Chris.
All right, thank you. So let's see who's up next. So go ahead and mute yourself, which I think you'll do, Connor. And now who's up next is Josh Jacobs. Josh.
Oh,
Hold on,
what's
don't
up,
say
Chris?
anything yet, Josh, because I want to get you on camera. Let me go to gallery view. Where are you, Josh? Wave your hand. Okay, there you are. Okay, cool. I'm going to pin you now. Boom. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself. Aaron, my screen, please. Thank you. Oh, you're getting good at this, Aaron.
What's up, guys? I'm Josh. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm a graphic designer, illustrator. And on my Instagram, I do like architectural photography for fun to kind of challenge myself in short bursts because, design projects can, take a bit of time sometimes. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay, cool. Excuse me. Architectural photography? Okay, cool. Are you trying to show off with your earbuds?
I sent him an
You
Yeah,
just
I
calling
mean,
me out
it's
of mine?
easier.
Come on, man. You're a baller. My kid's like, Dad, you're so ghetto. Get the earbuds already. Okay, fine. Let's see here. Let's go to your screen here. Let's look at your work. Here he is. Is this you?
It's a fresh pic,
Yeah.
man. That's fresh.
It's fresh. You like that? You like his profile
Looking
picture?
fresh. The orange in the back.
Orange and the black.
That's chill.
All right. Josh Jacobs Design. Let's look at this. Okay, so your follower to following. We're gonna work on that 440 posts. Graphic designer and illustrator. Whoa, 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 whoa. Didn't you just say you do architectural photography?
Yeah, I do it for fun.
So what do you want to do, man?
I want to be a graphic designer and illustrator. I found that sometimes I'm not working on enough projects to posting to Instagram, and I notice while I'm walking around, I see really cool, like symmetrical and patterns within buildings. So I take shots of them and kind of just put some stuff up on there. But if you go like in the past, like maybe a couple months back, you'll see more design.
Okay. Well, see, here's where I'm going to ask you to focus up, man. If you have multiple interests, like things that inspire you in architecture, I would create another account. You see
Think
how,
so?
like with, I forgot his name already, Connor. With Connor, he focused on logo design, and he has 11, 12,000 followers pretty quickly, right? And he did a challenge. He would work on something, one image per day. I really like your architectural photography. I think it's really nice. And when I'm scanning through this, and I think I might be following you, and then I see graphic design, and it confuses me. It really throws me off.
Yeah.
It's like you're in for a hip hop jam, and then country music comes on. It's like, what? What is going on? Okay? So my suggestion here is to segregate your accounts. I don't know if you have that kind of energy, but you'll do much better if you put your photography, architectural stuff on one account, and then you put your graphic design and illustrations on another account. What pays the bills right now?
I'd say the freelance graphic design.
Yeah. So don't you think, why aren't you posting more graphic design and illustration work?
I'm not posting graphic design and illustration because they're projects that are like still in motion, and then sometimes I get kind of uneasy about like, is this project good enough to go on my Instagram? And then if I'm gonna put a post on Instagram, I need to make sure that I have like a Behance. I guess I would put more effort into making sure that my Behance projects are polished, and then it kind of carries over to Instagram. So it's a lot more work to get all that set up. So I guess it's a bit of a mental block for me. And photography is a lot easier for me to just like snap it, edit it, post it, talk about it. So the
Okay.
process
Wait, I
is a
have a
lot easier in that
question.
respect.
Go
if
ahead,
that
go ahead,
makes
Aaron.
sense.
What's the connection between
What's the connection?
Pinterest and what do you say? And
And Behance?
Instagram? Behance and Instagram? I didn't understand that.
Well, most people would build their portfolio on Behance. Pinterest isn't necessarily where you would build your portfolio, but you would post images on Pinterest so that other people can pin it and discover you. So that's a way to be discovered, and I think that's a nice thing to do. But here's what I hear you saying, Josh, and here's a, I might butcher this quote. I'm gonna just say it like this. I think, if you
Sure.
want what you don't have, you're gonna have to do what you haven't done. And what you're saying is it takes more work, and everything I keep hearing is it takes more work. And Connor put in the work, and he's got the results. So everybody wants the results, but you got to put in the work, my friend. And it will take work. And if you're doing freelance work and the projects aren't super exciting, you have to ask yourself, why is it not exciting? Is it the client or is it me? What's going on? And if it's me, then go make your work. Go make something awesome. You don't have to necessarily post projects that are commercial in nature. You can just post some explorations like Connor did. It works out just fine. Just like Alvin did. He's still in school. He's posting work. Now, the reason why I'm parked on this frame in particular, let's check this thing out. This image called Shaker Heights High. I think this is a really beautiful photograph.
That is nice.
I love this photograph.
Very
It's
nice.
like a graphic, beautiful poster.
Yeah.
It's not quite centered. It looks a little bit to the right by my eye. I would make sure photos that are meant to be centered need to be centered. So take a minute to just scoot yourself to the right or left and get that thing centered up. But here's where I think you can combine your passion in photography and graphic design. This seems like a perfect candidate to put some typography on, because there's so much negative space. If you were to put some typography in the upper left corner, make it like a poster, a recruitment poster for the high school or maybe for the football team, something like that. I think this would be wonderful. So you can merge your interests together. And right now I just see you pushing the two apart, but you don't need to do that.
Okay.
Okay?
I have some questions.
Go ahead, ask away, man. Like, look at this one too, Aaron. Do you see this one? Look at this thing.
Yeah, they're nice.
That thing is freaking awesome.
And you're saying he could take these kind of architectural images that are nice, throw some type on there, and
So
then that's
my first question is, and I hadn't
Yes.
considered making a new account for photography. That's a very interesting point. My question is, in terms of campaigns, I had a thought when you were reviewing the last guy about doing like maybe a 3-6-9 campaign just for photography, and then once that's over, I just make sure my next 6 or 9 posts are just design, and I just keep that ship going instead of making a whole account altogether. How does that sound?
Well, see, the thing is, if I come to you and I see like a really cool architectural photography like this one, I want more of this, and then it gets broken with graphic design. I'm confused. And then this happens to me. I'm just telling you guys how I view things. I'm very particular about what I allow into my stream, okay? So I follow somebody, thinking, wow, this is pretty cool. I checked out 12 of their images, and I think I would like to see more of this. I subscribe to them. Then I start seeing images of them eating ice cream or them going to the park with their dog.
Yeah.
I unfollow them because I don't want to see that. That's not for me. I felt like there was the old bait and switch. I want to see more of what you give me, and I will stay loyal. I will I'll comment, I'll share if you're consistent. And
Chris, your analogy was really good.
was it?
Like, I'm in the car, I'm expecting a hip hop jam, and then I
Right.
get country music. It's jarring. It's
It is jarring.
uncomfortable. It
Right.
messes my flow. Like,
It does mess up your flow. And if you have a talented DJ, he can get you from hip hop to country, but not in one track. He'll find that bridging track, or he'll do a remix or something like that, and he'll make it make sense.
Right.
Okay. So Josh, I'm
I
gonna
have
just tell
one
you.
More question.
Wait, hold on. Let me just finish this
Sure.
part, and you can ask the last question, and then we're gonna move on. Here's the thing I'm gonna say to you right now. You can combine your hobbies and your interests into one thing. You don't have to make separate things. But when you segregate, like, this is a photo, this is graphic design, it's hard for me to follow. This is just my opinion. You can do whatever you want. So if I look at this image right here, Aaron, if I'm looking at this image and you turn this into a movie poster for, what's that movie where George Clooney fires everybody?
damn.
Come on, people.
What is it, Molly?
Well, whatever.
Up in the air or
Up in the air,
something?
yes, Aaron. Good
Boom,
job. Bing.
you're welcome.
Where's my
Movie
bell sound effect? Ding,
fucking
ding. Good job. Up in
expert.
the air. Like, maybe this is a poster for Up in the Air, and you took each one of your photos and you turned them into a simple movie poster. I would be really into seeing that. And you can do that one a day. Okay? Now go ahead and ask your question, man.
Sure. So, and I guess for this question, imagine I'm more of like a photographer than a designer in this respect. I've been dabbling with the album feature since Instagram dropped it, and I have been torn on whether or not to post all of my photos for a single day within the album or spread it out into single posts. I guess it's a mix between wanting exposure for single posts with all the hashtags and whatnot, and not wanting to oversaturate people's feeds with my work. And I know that the last guy, he doesn't do albums that much, and maybe that can be as a testament to how much he's grown just gradually. So I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
There was a lot of stuff that was being said, and I'm not sure I totally understand the question. Can you just restate it super simply?
Yeah.
You know how the show
Basically,
works, right? You just
I know,
ask the
yeah,
question. You go like this, man. You just go straight like that, so we can get it.
The question for you is whether or not you think single posts work best or albums.
I don't think single posts work best or albums. It depends on how you use it. There's a lot of context that we're missing here. So if you tell a really good story through an album, I think you'll do really well. And if you tell a crappy story through multiple images across a bunch of posts, then it's going to suck. It doesn't really matter. It's the quality of the content, and it's the story that you attach to it. That's what I think it boils down to. What I would suggest that you do is experiment and watch carefully what people engage with. I didn't do this with you, but I was looking at the numbers of engagement relative to your number of followers. It's relatively low. So when you have a hit, when you have 5% of your audience, 10%, 20% of your audience liking, engaging, and commenting with that post, you have to step back and say, I wonder if I can do that again. Can I make another hit song? Yeah. And what is it that they like about that? And experiment. And part of this process on social media is finding your voice and finding your audience. And it takes a little bit of time. Okay? All right, man? Okay, I'm going to say goodbye to you. And I'm going to switch to the next person, okay? Let me share the screen. Go ahead and put yourself on mute. Let's see who's up next. Let me close this down. And now we're moving on to marieryyoung. Is that right? Okay, is she on?
Yeah.
Where is she?
She
there she
on,
is, but
yeah.
no video. Okay.
Unmute her.
How do you say her name?
That's how I would say it. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing it. Is she there? Unmute.
Hello? Going once? Going twice? You know how this goes. Next person. All right. She'll come back.
Hi.
Oh.
There
Wait
she
until the
is.
last
that her?
minute there.
Hello. Hold on. Here we go. There we are. Hey. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me? Oh, maybe she. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Wait, there's double audio.
No, I have to mute myself.
Oh.
Okay.
Right. Just go frozen on me.
Go ahead. Why can she not hear me?
Can't hear you.
Molly, when I unmute, there's double audio, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
There it is.
something's wrong. Okay, hold one second. We're gonna switch it to somebody else. I don't know why, for whatever
Is it
reason.
working now?
Hello?
Aaron, did you do something different?
Yeah.
Well, don't do something different. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Aaron, it's not you. Don't change anything, guys.
Okay.
The show is working just fine.
Okay.
Please don't change anything.
I changed nothing.
Okay, great. Thank you. And let me switch screens. So Molly, mute her, please, and then text with her and figure out what the problem is.
Okay.
Thank you. So let's move on to Kyla. Let's see where she's at. Kyla,
Hello?
you ready? I'm going to pin you. Kyla, can you hear me? What, nobody can hear me anymore? Molly, did you change your settings?
No. I didn't touch anything on my end.
Why can't nobody? I don't understand.
It was working.
Did you do something?
No, I moved.
Chris is muted.
Kyla, can you hear me?
Hi.
Okay, it's my fault. I think it's my fault. I think I did
Yeah,
something
I'm
wrong,
pretty
guys.
sure it's your fault.
I messed up.
Figure it
It's your
out.
fault, Chris.
There's 2 mute buttons on this thing, dude.
We all got a lot of buttons to work with here, man.
Okay. Kyla, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go back to Mary.
Okay.
Okay, it's my bad.
No worries.
Okay, bad host. I'm so sorry, guys. I'll admit it when I'm wrong, unless you jump on it too hard, and then something else will happen. Okay, Mary, sorry, you're back.
Hi.
Okay, here we go. Okay, tell us your story. Who are you, and where are you from, and what do you do?
Well, I'm from Panama, and I'm an illustrator and a surface pattern designer. I study architecture, and I love lots of color, geometric shapes, and a lot of nature for my projects.
Super. From Panama, surface designer, architectural background, something like that, right?
Yeah,
Let me
I
hide
study
this.
architecture.
Close that. Yeah. All right, let me open this up. Okay, we're gonna share my screen here.
What is that noise?
I don't know. Somebody's driving by. Okay, here we are. Boom. All right, let's take a look at your work. 2,000 followers. You post a lot.
I know. Trying
Holy
to keep
cow.
it three.
What's that?
Try to keep it 3 times a day, 3 times a week now.
3 times a
Less.
week? Okay.
Yeah,
Neat work.
but I do. Thanks.
Wow.
Is this the speed you usually scroll with? Like when you're just by yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I scroll really fast, man. Is this too fast for you?
I mean, I can just barely register what I'm seeing. I think I saw a snake and a
The
bunny
bird
or
and the
something.
skull.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me tell you why I scroll like this. And it takes time to be able to scan an image really fast like this.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm scrolling. If my eye catches something, I'll park it. Okay. So
Okay.
the image that caught my eye the most was this one right here. Just from that first set. I like the shapes. I kind of like this floral organic thing. I like the colors a lot. And this kind of strange portrait that she's got going on. That caught my eye. This caught my eye for a reason because it's the first one that I saw that was a package, like where I can see her patterns in play. And it looks really cool. It stands out from the rest of them just because it's so simple. Maybe it's not the first package. There's another one here. I like that. Okay. Let's see what she says. Illustrator, surface pattern designer. That's pretty clear. Plant lover. Owner of a studio. All right, let's see how you're doing here. You have 2,500 followers. That's about, what is that, 10%? That's pretty good. Let's see what people love the most. What do you suspect people love the most from what you post?
It's a bit weird right now. Like the last one has been the self-portrait. It was really, I had to update it like a photo of myself for a project, so I had to I doodle on it because I thought it was a bit boring, just a photo.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to add more GIFs of the process of some of my upcoming projects.
Okay.
And I want to add more final shots of the products and the projects, but because I freelance outside the country, the clients don't take good shots, so I'm trying to tell them to send me good photos of the of the items. So it's been like the new challenge to get good photos.
All right, check this out, Aaron.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I told you so, but look at this, you guys. Check this out. I just did a really quick scan. I probably gave some people motion sickness, but my eye locks into the images that I think are the coolest. Like this image that you posted is really cool. It's got pattern, it's got nice color, like this one right here. Let me just click on it so you guys can see. Is that you behind that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool, right? Look at this. The ones that you post that are floral in this nature have the most likes. Look at this, 186 on this one, 215. Look at this one, 57. Guess what?
Yeah.
Do people want to see this? What do you think?
No.
I was trying to
No.
break the feed
No.
because it was too much
No.
of that.
No. No. They're telling you. So you want to show them you're a good listener, right? Everybody wants a good
Wait,
listener.
let's see your theory. I want to see now. Scroll over some
Okay,
more.
so you're going to scroll. So you'll see, like,
We're looking for 200 and above, right?
close to 200.
Well,
correct.
173 was kind of high.
Well, yeah, anything. Look at this. This got more
150,
views,
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And
That's
you-
your
you-
third.
182.
That's your third.
Yeah.
figure.
You got to look at this.
What did the peach get?
Ooh,
up
look
there?
at that, look at that.
143.
What peach kit?
I like that thing.
No, scroll down more. That I like.
This?
But yeah,
You're
this
alone, no one else
9.
No. No.
No.
No.
I mean, I like that it's a whole.
No.
Wait, so
Alright.
this is older stuff and it has less likes. The newer stuff
Yeah, of
has
course,
more
of
likes.
course.
That
I
makes
love this
sense?
black and white stuff. I would not get rid of this. This is beautiful to me.
No, that's like
Maybe-
your poster, man, of the
That
people
was after
killing each
your
other.
social media video I saw.
Oh, yeah?
So it's almost like 2 days after you put one about social media about do it instead of trees.
Yeah, I love this.
I caught all the old videos before that video I saw from you guys. So
That's great. So I'm
a timeline
consistent.
change.
Thank you.
You just snuck one in
Look,
there.
Great
I
you
love
job.
this one.
Great job. I liked it.
Snuck it in.
Honestly,
that was funny.
Okay.
I like it.
I like
Look
it
at this.
too.
This one
Reveal.
is beautiful. Look at this. All right. So here's what I think. Let's get rid of Godzilla. Let's get rid of the house. Let's get rid of this photo. Look, this photo. People are telling you, please don't post this again.
yeah,
Oh
no
my-
more photos of Panama.
Right?
Yes.
You got to just delete that. Delete it.
Great.
Look at this guy. I love this guy. This is a sloth, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful color. So I'm getting it. People
would
love
buy that.
tropical prints, these floral, the leaves and all. They love this. Beautiful colors. Let's do this. Are you
More
brave?
tropical.
Are you brave?
Yeah, of course.
Are you a risk taker?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm looking forward to this. Yeah.
Okay, here
of
we
course.
go. I want you to go and delete everything that's under 100.
Great, I will.
Just delete it all.
That was easy.
Whoa,
and-
whoa.
and-
That's-
Hold on. And make sure you give them more of what you got. Okay, if you do this, I think you're gonna watch your growth. Now, let's do this. Okay, let's timestamp this, you guys. Let's do the start date, August 25th, 2017.
Take a
And it's
screenshot.
12 p.m. And right now, she has 2,511 followers. Let's clean this stuff up, reduce the
Okay.
number of posts, and let's see what happens.
Okay, under 100, right? Anything under 100.
Under 100. Now, as you go further down your feed, you have to
Oh
change
God,
the rules a
bad.
little bit because you had fewer followers, right? It has to be relative to the time. So, women who draw, self-portrait. I'm looking at your hashtags here. I'm not sure these are the right hashtags.
Yeah.
What would
Yeah,
you
it's a bit-
hashtag it?
It's a bit tricky with the hashtags, actually.
Well, maybe tropical surface pattern, something pattern designer. I'm not seeing any of that in here.
Okay.
Okay, Illustrator, I see. Okay, yeah, some of these things feel like they're not relevant to you. Here's how you do this: when you go and search for somebody that you really love that's doing something similar to you, you want to be right next to them. So when somebody's searching for them, so look at how they do their hashtags. Spend a little
Okay.
bit of time. Okay, find the top 3 people that are doing beautiful surface pattern design. Look at with the hashtags. Look at how they describe themselves. Start using those same hashtags. So when somebody's looking for them, you should pop up in Instagram's recommend feed, and it'll be there.
Okay.
That's what you wanna do.
I did got featured in one in Inky Goodness, so I did got one that it was like, one, really that one, the one with the
This one?
with the no the other one, the one below.
Below this one.
Yes.
This
that
one's
one.
great.
That one got featured in Inky Goodness.
Well, shoot. Keep giving them what they want. There are big influencers in your space that are looking for your work, and they don't make the work. They just want to highlight people who do really good work. Do everything you can in your power to make sure that you mention them, you tag them, you hashtag it, you do everything you can, and that they love it so much that they share it on their thing, and you're going to see your thing grow, okay? Let's see what happens.
Okay, great.
How long have you had Instagram up?
Oh, since the beginning, since before it was popular, but I stopped for a couple years because I had like a mental block after a big project, so I
Okay.
didn't do any social media for a while.
All right. Let's see
So
what
I've been
happens
stepping
now.
up in the game. Yeah,
Okay.
so I had it way before.
Now, I like seeing product photos every once in a while of people using your patterns in an application. These things are beautiful. That really is inspiring. Now, if I'm a designer, I might really get excited to say, wow, I need to use her patterns for something. So what I would like for you to do is to spend a little bit more time photographing these pieces of work. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
not
trying
a
to get into
super
shit.
polished photo.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into send stuff to Panama. It's a bit tricky, so I'm gonna have to go travel and get all this stuff.
Do whatever you can. Now, you see this thing right here? If you can't get this piece, you can use Photoshop and mockups to make the same thing. I prefer the photograph in this case, but if it's all beat up and you can't get it and you can't photograph it, just use a mockup. Show it on a package. Show it on a box, a cylinder, wrapping paper. Just get really creative. You know who you should look at? Do you know Jessica Walsh?
No.
Okay, look up Jessica Walsh. She's one half of Sagmeister Walsh, and she posts super colorful things. You know what? What am I talking about?
Yes, her Instagram reminded me of Jessica Walsh's.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay, I'm gonna leave your account for a second. Okay, I'm gonna look up Jessica Walsh so you can see. There she is. And you're gonna see she'll post some really stunning, beautiful, really well photographed, highly fashionable stuff. A lot of it she didn't do. She's just sharing what other people do. And I know Aaron.
Yeah, I
see
know
how
Aaron
fast-
liked that
See how
one.
fast Aaron's eyes go?
This
What-
doesn't look
even-
anything like the
and
other girls.
You're scrolling fast, but he catches that. Do you
Yeah,
see
of
that?
course.
Because
you see everything you need to see.
I mean, I see a lot of things.
Well, if you scan her account, she does really bright, beautiful colors. Most of them are really good photographs too, and that's what I'm saying. We have to level up our game in terms of how we present on Instagram. Like, look at this one with the
Yeah.
tongue licking the toe. It's
These
all
are
highly
more
art
like,
directed.
yeah, it's very like, what's the
Look
word
at
for
this
what
thing.
this is, dude?
Beautiful.
Provocative, like thought
Yeah.
making me think or something.
Provocative is a good word. Okay.
Thought provoking.
Okay, great.
All right. All right. I'm gonna say goodbye to you,
Okay,
and we're gonna
bye.
bring on our next victim. Goodbye. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to Kyla. Kyla, thanks for being so patient.
Yeah, no problem, Chris.
Let me get your screen up. Kyla, where are you? There you are. I think I talk to you online all the time.
You got
Now
it.
here we are. Boom. I recognize your name. All right, introduce yourselves to the internet.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Kyla, and I am from Sunnyvale, California, and I'm a lettering artist and designer.
Lettering artist and a designer. Excellent. Thanks for making that short and sweet. Sunnyvale. That's kind of like in my neck of the woods. That's like near San Jose, my hometown. Here we go. Let's share a screen. Boom. Here we go. And so far, this is working. We're not talking to anybody on the internet, on YouTube or Facebook. It's too much, right? I can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
But I am getting feedback, and people are saying that they are learning a lot already. So thank you. Nothing, no questions or anything like that.
Okay. Kyla from Sunnyvale, lettering artist and designer based in Bay Area. What up? Okay, here we go. Email. So she got a little emoticon there with the sunny face and the sunglasses. Okay.
Yep.
25 posts only ever, or just delete it down to 25?
I'd probably deleted just one.
Just
this
one?
is like, yeah, I have my personal account that I started posting stuff, but then I was like, no, I have to create a separate account for just design and lettering.
Okay. You're a little upside down on the followers to the following ratio there, and I think you know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at this. Okay. How long have you been doing lettering?
Probably since March.
Oh, not that long.
Nope.
Okay. What did you do before you did lettering?
So I'm a graphic designer, but for a co-working space, but I also run the social media operation. So I do a little bit of everything, but it is that design work that I do, that a little bit part of my day that I love. So, and that's who I am, and that's what I want to be doing.
Okay. So I have some thoughts for you already. Okay, I now I know you because I think you've tagged me in some of your posts before on Instagram. Okay, here's what I was thinking. It takes a while before you can get good at lettering, and we know this. Like hand lettering, calligraphy is not one of those things where you can hack your way through it. My wife is actually getting really good at brush lettering now, and so here I'll tell you guys a little funny story, and hopefully she's not watching at this second. So you know how a lot of lettering artists like those Crayola markers? And they're kind of super cheap. It's like the world's best value in terms of the quality of the marker relative to the price. I'm at Staples, and they're selling a pack of markers from Crayola for $1. So I bought like 6 of them. She looks at me like, what are you doing with these? And it's like, honey, these are really good. First of all, they're totally non-toxic, have no smell, and they're really easy to work with. And when you're done with one, you just throw it away and you just use a new one. And so she's like, whatever, rolls her eyes at me. So the other night I come home, and oftentimes as I go to the dining room table, there are pages and pages of her drawing something over and over again, writing the word love or happy or passion over and over again, and they're getting really good. So I saw her and said, hey, these are amazing. This is really good. She goes, honey, you won't believe it, but I'm drawing these with these Crayola markers. They're amazing. What have I been telling you all my life? All my life. I hear Ingrid laughing. Ingrid, you're laughing. You know, it's the story of my life. 5 years after I introduced something brand spanking new, she's like, you won't believe what I just discovered. These Crayola markers are amazing for lettering artists. Can you believe that? Okay, end of story. That's my wife. I love you, honey. Love you. Okay, anyways, let's get back to you. I'm looking at your thing here. I think we just need to keep working on the craft, right? I still feel like you're at the beginning stages, and I think people like Will Patterson, Gemma O'Brien, there's a bunch of people out there. Jessica Hesh, I think, is her name. They, you know, just keep doing it. For some reason, it's going to sound sexist. Here comes a sexist alert, guys. I think women are
Don't do it.
I'm doing it. I think women are just better at hand lettering than guys are. Because I suck.
All right, you can say
suck.
that.
Can I say that? Women have a competitive advantage when it comes to lettering. Their handwriting is better. Have you guys seen Jamie's handwriting?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's amazing.
It's
She's
crazy.
amazing.
Maybe there's something to
Jamie,
that, right?
if you're watching,
It's like a maybe
you're
more
great.
feminine
It's
energy.
craft.
It requires
It's craft,
a more
you
feminine
guys.
energy.
They're just better at it. I remember the handwriting of my teachers in junior high and high school, and I looked at my handwriting. I just got depressed. That's just the way it is. So I think you're already just better at it just coming out of the gate. Okay, so let's refine that and let's put in the hours. I can see that you're still struggling with your strokes. So what I would recommend is a little bit more structure for your work. Start using that graph paper. Start with the basics, doing eyes, lowercase i's, so you can get the up and down stroke correctly, so that the emphasis is in the correct place. I'm looking at this one right here. Look at this one. So I look at, I can't read that. Is it Mehendi?
Yeah.
Mehendi?
Yeah, so I was just kind of just doing thumbnail sketches, just like whatever, just like 5 minutes,
Right.
get everything out. Yeah.
Okay, so what I would do is I would pick one style and just keep working on it over and over again so that you
Okay.
get really good. I see that this is a kind of a brainstorming, like you're just exploring lots of different styles. And I think if you just focus on the brush lettering or calligraphy or chisel point, whatever it is that you want to do,
Yeah.
you're going to do much, much better.
Okay.
Having some graph paper is going to help you instantly because your lines will get sharper and you become more aware of space and proportion. So start there, okay?
Okay.
All right. I think you're doing great considering you've only got 25 posts. Let's keep it going. Keep it going.
Great.
Okay?
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, it's nice talking to you.
Yeah, I know. I was like all this like online talk.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we're going to kick it off to the next person. I think your dog's getting out of control. So we'll use that as a way to get out of this thing. So go back to sharing screen. Let's see who's up next. All right, kill that dog. I mean, kill the mic.
Kill the dog.
No, don't kill the dog. We like dogs. Next is israeltovart. Israeltovart.
Where is he?
Hold on. Here we go.
That's not
Grid
him.
view, Israel. I see you. Wait, where were you?
There he is, right? Yeah.
Is that him?
That's him.
Yo, you ready, man?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, here you go. All right, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
All right, I'm israeltovart, and I live in Lima, Peru. I graduated from graphic design school 6 months ago, and I'm in love with graphic design, branding, and 3D.
Graphic design, branding, and 3D. Why don't
Yeah,
you just
well,
throw illustration, hand puppetry, and photography in there? Graphic design, 3D, and branding. That's a lot of stuff, man, for a guy who just
Well,
graduated.
It's mostly branding and 3D, I guess.
Branding in 3D. Okay, let's see how that plays out. Let me share my
All right.
screen. Excuse me. I gotta close that. Israel. I like how organized we are today, Molly. I really do. Good job, man.
Thank you.
Molly's
job.
working hard over here behind the scenes, man. She's doing a lot of stuff.
She's like a DJ over there working 2 laptops at the same time.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Erica's still here, right?
Yes.
Erica, can you see the screen? I mean, you can chime in anytime you want. You know, you can have banter with us too, okay? If you disagree with something, say, I disagree with you, Chris. It's totally okay.
Okay.
All right, here we are. Israel's got 23 posts. 23 ever or 23 because you deleted and added a bunch of things out?
No, I ever. I haven't deleted stuff. yet.
Wow. 23 ever and you already have almost 2,000 followers. That's incredible. Good job. Especially a guy who's just 6 months out of school from Lima, Peru. Aaron, what do we say that? How do we respond to that in Spanish, man?
That's muy bien, dude.
Muy bien, muy bien. All right, here we go. Guns N' Roses. I see. You are using Cinema 4D?
Yes.
Good work there. So when somebody has Cinema 4D as part of their tool set, it's kind of an unfair advantage. Let's look at this. Let's see what he's got. Some kind of test here. Arnold render. I get it.
About it.
Okay, cool. Hey, you guys, what are you guys talking about over there? We're trying to run a show here. You have.
We're talking about the people outside.
Okay, we have really good. You have really good engagement with your post. Guns N' Roses, and you have 623 likes or 625. You got a bunch of comments on it. Those are really good numbers, man.
Thanks.
What are you hoping to gain from this critique? You're doing great.
Whatever I can get, you know.
All right, let me see here. Is this a 3D test here?
Yeah, I did the whole in Illustrator, and then I did it on Cinema 4D
Looks good, man.
from the movie.
For the movie.
Yeah, there's a movie Bullet In, Bullet Out.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, I don't have much to critique in terms of your social media game. You're doing things really well. This thing throws me off. Yeah, okay. I can see now. All right, hold on. I'm rewinding the tape here a little bit.
It's changing tone here
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you go down.
Yeah, okay. You know what people love from you are these 3D imagery that you come up with. You can see that's almost 1,000. These are really good numbers. And then you show a business card, and it's 195.
But I mean, he has to do work, right? Branding. He has to get business somehow.
Yeah, he has to get work, but shouldn't he get work as a 3D artist?
So you're saying not do this branding thing?
I don't know. I mean, you can see the engagement. Look at the engagement that you're seeing from your audience.
Yeah.
Okay, look. All right, man. Israel, I'm going to just drop it to you straight. Is that okay?
All right.
Here we go. When you show me this Tripmaster's business card, you look like everybody else that's out there. Everybody's doing a business card, and this one's okay. It's not great. And then you do something like one of your 3D images. Let's say this one. Not very many people can do this. I can't do it for sure. And then you get an incredible amount of love for this. I think the world is telling you something. I don't know if this is where you want to go. Look at this image. Look
That's
at this,
cool, man.
Aaron.
I
That's
love
pretty
that.
cool.
That's a good
Can
one.
I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Israel, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to get paid for?
Can he? He can't hear her, right?
He can't.
Okay.
You
So
have to ask.
Israel, Erica is asking you, what do you love to do? What do you want to get paid for?
Well, I just love to create, pretty much, if whatever it is, you know. But I'm really in love with 3D and whatever design. I'm equally in love with everything, I guess. But I can tell that people love my 3D more.
What did you study in school again?
Graphic design.
And then how did you come about learning 3D on your own?
Yeah, just YouTube at night.
You know, there's guys like Beeple, guys like Ash Thorpe, and my new friend Trung Bao. They're all exploring 3D, and they're able to make some really cool hyperreal imagery with some colors and elements that I can't do. I admire their skills. I wish I can do it. It would be a shame for you to go a different direction. Because look, I see your little logo there, israeltovart, right there.
Yeah.
I gotta say, that's not a great logo. It's just the weights are a little funky. So I think your true calling in life is these really amazing illustrations using 3D tools with a graphic sensibility. I believe you can get a ton of work doing this if you just keep putting that out there. So I think I would advise you, and take this with a grain of salt, because I only know you for like 5 minutes, right? Just based on what I'm seeing here and what people love, dude, I think you got to go all in on this 3D thing and get really, really good.
All right.
Go ahead,
Someone-
Molly. Who's talking?
Me.
Okay, go
Molly.
ahead. Hold on a second, Israel. Go ahead, Molly.
Someone has a question.
Okay,
and
somebody
I
has a
just wanted-
question?
Yeah, and they said, is social media actually working for them? I thought.
Okay. The question that somebody asked online is social media actually working for you? So we have to define what is working for you. Me personally or for Israel?
I think that was a general question.
That's a
for
good
everyone.
question.
Yeah, I
Okay,
thought so too.
let's put a pin on that because I don't want to rob time from Israel.
Okay.
So make a note of that.
Yeah, I'm
and we're gonna
writing down
address that at the end of the
questions.
show, okay?
Sounds
we're going to
good.
get into the bigger idea of is social media even working for you? And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Okay, will you remind me, Molly?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So Israel, that's it. You know, who am I? I'm a guy on the internet. I'm just telling you my opinion. So do what you need to do. Do what's in your heart. And I believe you have real skill here that makes you different from everybody else. It would be a shame for you to try to be just like everybody else.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
All right.
Question, Aaron.
Could you ask him to kind of just describe the bust of the Roman dude with the slice?
Yes, yeah.
Just like talk about how he did it or where he got that the marble or just
Okay.
like what is that?
So Aaron wants you to explain a little bit about the concept behind this head with the split with the pink gooey thing in between.
yeah, how'd you do
Your
it?
intention, maybe your process. How did you do it? Go ahead.
Well, I just love this kind of statues, and I got the model online. I just start playing with it, and I wanted to do something very simple and just really experiment. That's it. There's not much behind it. Just experimenting and learning.
Okay. I think there's something really beautiful and poetic about this, and it could be about censorship because he's kind of cutting him at the mouth, like he can't get the words out.
Yeah, they're-
and these kind of Greek busts or Roman busts speak to me about nobility, and maybe that we need to have some censorship. I don't know. There's something really cool about this, and I could easily see this for an album cover for New Order, the band. I know I'm dating myself. I'm a kid of the 80s. So New Order or Joy Division or something. It just has that kind of dark sensibility to it.
That should be like a poster, man. I'd buy that. That'd
You'd
be
buy that?
tight.
Okay. So maybe this could work for you. And maybe that could also answer our other question when we dive into the end of the show. All right, man. I think you're doing great things. That's all I got to say. I'm going to say goodbye to you. Okay?
Thank you.
Israel,
Thank you,
good
guys.
job, man. Okay.
Thanks.
All right, stop share. Wait. Oh, I didn't mean to stop the share. What the heck was I doing? Okay, let's see who else we got to talk to. We're almost at the end here. We'll have 2 more people, and then we're going to talk to our audience on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever. You can SLAY Creative. SLAY Creative. Okay, where's the Slayer?
I'm here.
Where?
Stephanie.
Female Stephanie's a Slayer. SLAY Creative. I expect a really mean-looking dude with a jean jacket on. All right.
This is what you get.
All right. Excellent. Beautiful. Stephanie, introduce yourself to the world.
My name is Stephanie Lee, spelled Leigh, SLAY Creative. I am a web designer and brand builder. And I've literally worked I was like a public school teacher in my past life, and then got into marketing and just started completely freelancing back in May. So I am building my brand and just started my Instagram account my business Instagram account in May. I have 2 separate ones, one for personal and one for my business.
Where are you calling us from?
Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho. Excellent. Okay, so you were a school teacher, and not that long ago you decided to get back into design?
Well, I got into marketing about 5 years ago, and I have kind of worked for major corporations and like small mom and pop shops. And then I'm completely self-taught in regards to what I know about web and graphic design.
Very interesting. Did you have an interest in design when you were a kid and just suppress that, or did you just discover this kind of late in the game?
No, I would say that, yeah, I grew up in a small town, and I feel like becoming a teacher was like this like really natural thing. I didn't really feel like I knew much about graphic design and the jobs that were out there. Mm-hmm. On my website, you'll see like my intro is like I won a coloring contest in 4th grade. So I've always like been super into like collages and like I don't know, I'm a big writer. So a lot of like what I offer clients also is like copywriting, and I don't know, it goes beyond, it's building a whole brand. I love really taking creative direction and like building complete identities for people and small businesses.
Okay, so I'm looking at your social media game here. You don't have a ton of posts. That's quite all right. No. How long ago did you start this Instagram account again?
At the end of May.
Oh, okay, that's when you started. Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think you're doing what I would consider as best practices. Let me just read this. It is SLAY Creative. Did I read that right? SLAY, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Even though you pronounce your last name Lee.
Right.
It's throwing me off here. SLAY Creative is a creative studio by Stephanie Lee. I solve complex ideas with unique, clean designs. Branding is my jam. Okay. by.sleigh. Okay, I get it. It's interesting that you call yourself as SLAY Creative. It almost sounds like you want to present yourself as a bigger studio. I would then change the I to the we.
Okay.
Okay. There's no point if you just called yourself Stephanie Lee Design, then I solve makes a lot of sense to me. So I would just change that one little thing. But I'm not a writer, so take that for what it's worth. I throw a disclaimer to everything I say. Okay.
Okay.
So I like that you've already organized your images according to color blocks, and I can see you're thinking in themes, triptychs, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm trying to figure out how this ties into what it is that you do. Is this work that inspires you, or is this related to some kind of branding assignment you've done?
Well, I would say that really what I write is geared towards people who are small business owners who more of what I write is like advice, like, hey, don't be discouraged, or, if you're running your small business, you've got to do this. The images are simply aesthetic. Like to be honest, I'm not really trying to grow the account to have thousands of followers. I don't really, at this point, I'm blessed in that I haven't had to like market myself in order to get business.
Yeah.
It's more of like, hey, if you go to my website and click on this, this is what I think looks cool. Like, this is like my style. So I'm really big into like textures and minimalism, and I don't know. It's not like, obviously these aren't my photographs. They're not my
Right.
design.
Right.
I've gotten work from people who said, hey, you shared my photo and I really like how you shared it. Can you do this for me? And I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's the best of all possible outcomes. Because usually people are like, hey, use my image, take it off.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And then you got a job out of it. That's very interesting. So I think you're using Instagram very differently than how most people are using it. It almost seems like you're using Instagram like Pinterest. You're pinning things that you like to establish your sensibilities and your taste level. So if this is working for you, and maybe I would change the description just a little bit so that it gives it some context. Maybe the way you say this in much better words than I'm able to say on the air right now is say, this is an example of the things that I love, things that inspire me. Call me if you need help in crafting your next brand or something like that, right? So you don't want any confusion. That's the thing.
I've actually been really, this is kind of, I mean, because I do social media for like other companies or people, and I've been very, like, you'll notice that like I have more likes than I do followers on my images.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if my hashtag game is just like so strong, or it's been interesting to me, to be honest. I mean, I have like very high engagement and not a ton of followers.
Well, this is an excellent thing. I mean, maybe it's the way you write, and I also appreciate just the aesthetic level of how you group images together. You guys, if you guys are taking a look at this screen, just look at these 6 images that Stephanie's put up here. She's deliberately put 3 images that are predominantly pink and then 3 images in alternating spaces in white. When I was talking to Alvin earlier, I was thinking about curation and editing and just looking at this almost like you're doing a spread for a magazine or a poster you're putting together. And I think that attention to detail, maybe the words that you're putting together with so many pencils and repetition saying hustle and the paintbrushes. So I think you're creating something here. So is the service that you provide to some of your clients to manage their social media account? Is that what you're doing?
That would be the last thing I would want to do, if we're being honest. I don't actually love, I would do it for the right amount of money, but it's not really my passion, is to take over people's social media accounts. I mostly do web design.
Web design.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Like small business, individuals, real estate agents, people kind of who fall in that demographic who need, and I usually use Squarespace and build out their websites.
So you like doing web design?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we say that somewhere here?
Well, doesn't it, on the phone it says I'm a web designer as my category.
On the phone. Oh, okay. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this part right here. This is a kind of like you have a little bit to describe yourself. And if you really enjoy web design, I would just try to put that in there somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I can say. I mean, it seems like you kind of know what you're doing. You've only had this account for a few months and you have really high engagement. I think you know what you're doing when it comes to layout and grouping things together. And you're getting business already, even with only 132 followers. Yeah. I don't want to mess up your game, man. I really don't. I just like to help people know what it is that I do. That's all.
Yeah.
And it's a communication game. And so if there's no confusion, they're going to call me for the right reasons and not waste my time for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. I think the problem is, I was just having this conversation this morning actually with somebody, is like, a lot of times what I'm hired to do becomes like the entire branding process, which it starts out as, hey, I need a website. But then all of a sudden, once I get conversating with them, they're like, oh, I need a business card. Oh, shoot, I need a logo. I need colors. I need a brand.
Molly, somebody's talking. Can you mute them?
Got it.
Thank you.
And I mean, I watch like all your guys' content, and I'm very much a firm believer in the fact that like, if you're okay at everything, then you're probably not great at anything. And so I really struggle with defining myself in one category when I very well know that most of the people that I work for can't afford to go get an expert in every single field. And I know enough to be deadly enough in every single field. So then I really struggle with how to define myself in that small little blurb, because what I really see myself as is somebody who can provide full creative direction on the entire like oversight of a project, which usually begins with somebody just thinking that they need a website.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe you can change the way that you describe yourself as more as a brand director, and I'll be the creative director for your brand. Most times people call me for a website, but I can help you with other things. I'm not here to try and it's impossible for me to figure out your passions, your interests, your loves, your life, your everything in a call like this. This is not meant to be like that. I'm just saying, try to spend a moment to think about the thing that seems to encapsulate what you do, and be very specific and be very intentional about that, and everything dovetails into that. That's not to say that when a client calls you for other kind of work, or when you discover that they need a new logo or they need packaging design, that you can do that too. That's totally acceptable. We do that. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. We take in all kinds of work, but what we try to put out there into the world is a very specific thing. We could do better ourselves. Everybody can do better. And then when other kind of work comes in and they say, hey, help us design a showroom. Okay, if you think so. Can you consult us for a VR experience? If you think I can do that, I'd be happy to help you. And it's built through trust and through something that I know they can get in through the door, and everything else I'm not going to describe as an upsell, but there are other things that we can do. But it's very clear to them why they're coming in the door in the first place. Okay? All right.
Chris,
yeah, we got to take another call, and we're going to, what's up, Molly?
There was one more link attached to that.
Yes, I know.
Okay, but it's Scientist X. No, there's
another one that
two
you've
more.
added?
There's two more people left. In
Oh,
this
what
one.
happened? Okay. All right, so I'm going to have to power through the rest of this because I'm going to get hungry here. You know how it goes, guys.
So
I'm going to switch over. Okay, thank you, Stephanie, for sharing. We're going to move on to the next person. And I think the next person is Jacob.
And then there was one more after that. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk to Jacob, and then there's one more after that, and then we're going to get into your questions.
Man, that's too many.
It's too many.
It's too
We're
many.
going to
I
power
wanted to talk
through
about this one. This was an interesting case, man.
You like Jacob?
Yeah. No, the girl that we just had.
Oh, okay. Yes, I want to talk about a little bit more too. Okay, so let me show Jacob real quick, guys. Let me go back to the grid. Where's Jacob? Jacob, wave your hand or something. There you are. Okay. Woo. It's like a sea of people, and then boom, there you are. Jacob, quickly, give us the quick intro, man. You know what to do.
Yeah, so I am a graphic designer. I do a little bit of everything, mainly web design and UX design, but my love is logo design, and I want to focus on that, and that's also what you can see on my Instagram.
Okay, where are you from, man?
I'm from Toruń, Poland.
Oh, from Poland. Okay, I love your haircut. Yeah. Let's switch gears here. And Aaron, I thought you were gonna. That was set up for you to do the split screen, Aaron. You know that you messed up the split screen opportunity.
No, I just cut right to you when you said that. It worked. It worked fine.
It worked just fine. Okay, so let's look at this. He's from Poland. He's got 16 posts. This is Jacob's work here. How is it that you have 668 followers on 16 posts? That's incredible.
Well, it's mainly from the Spartan Race Logo Challenge.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Woo! Yeah. All right, we did something
You're
right.
welcome, dude.
We did something right, Aaron. Come on, man. Where's my applause, you guys?
Molly's sending me secret messages.
I started my account on your challenge.
Wow.
And, that's how long I've been posted.
Look at that. Yeah. You know what, you guys, I have to just take a moment here, and I just want to congratulate you and appreciate what you're doing, Jacob, in that you didn't have an Instagram account, and some fools on the internet, on YouTube, say, hey, you need to do this, otherwise you can't participate. He jumps into it, and he's off to like an amazing start. I love that. You know, to me...
Actually, I had this before, but
I
deleted those.
Oh, you deleted it all?
But I had like 10 pictures from 3 years ago.
I see.
With bugs and plans. I just deleted it and focused on the design.
Well, great. Okay. Thanks for clearing that up. I was about to heap tons of praise on top of you, but I'll take some of it back. No, it's good. I like honest designers too. Very good. Okay, so we're looking at your logo work here. Look, man, I don't want to repeat myself here. I think you just need to start thinking about posting in themes, triptychs, and I think you just keep doing your thing, and you're going to do much, much better. Okay? You're doing great as it is. 668 followers, 240 following. Creating design that works That's a little generic to me. Logo branding, DM me for
It works.
Yeah. As opposed
Versus
to all
design
these
that
other
doesn't
designers,
work?
that create designs that don't work. Jacob, I don't love your illustration here, and I'll tell you why. If you're a logo designer, show me a logo or show me your real face.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's I think it's funny,
I'm thinking
man.
about changing this. Just don't have time, so yeah.
Yeah. Aaron thinks it's funny.
Little hands in the pockets,
But
like, you know. I'm
Aaron
just
is a
chilling.
little.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Maybe.
Okay.
An odd duck.
Okay, hold on, Jacob. You can't hear what Aaron and Molly are saying, so let me just repeat it for everybody that's on the Zoom call. They're saying that, oh, they like it. He's kind of funny. And then Molly's going to just destroy Aaron in a second. Molly's going to say, but you can't trust Aaron because he has funny sensibilities.
Bad taste is what she
no.
said.
Did she say bad taste?
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's what she
No.
said.
He has a sense of humor that may not be most conducive to getting work from a professional.
Right.
Can I say it that way?
Yeah, that's
Right.
fair.
I almost choked
Well
on
said,
that. Okay,
well
thank
said,
you. Thank you,
Chris.
guys. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Jacob, good work. Let's clean it up. Apply what we talked about. I like the logo grids here. Some of this seems a little bit all over the place, but let's try and organize a little bit, okay? All right, man.
Chris,
Thanks
last-
for watching the show. Molly just sent me another link. So
Yeah, last
we're
one.
gonna do
It's
that.
Scientist X. He's a big fan. He always donates.
Okay, Scientist X, we got to talk to you. Where are you?
Yeah, I've seen him.
Scientist X, wave your hand.
He's where is he?
Is he on the Zoom call?
Yeah.
Yo, Scientist X, I can't see you.
Did he not? Did he?
Hi.
Oh, there you are. Okay, there you
Yeah.
are. Okay, you didn't even know your own name. He's like sitting there. It's like, Scientist X, who's
No,
that
it's-
guy? Who dat? Who dat? Okay,
But
here
Chris,
we go.
I sent you the link in your email, and I
Yeah.
also put it in the chat in here.
So I am a visual designer and illustrator from India. I think it's the shittiest profile here. I would say that. You're gonna tear it apart.
Okay. Don't say that. Look. Let me just say this, guys. Let me say this. When I used to teach at Art Center, and I would tell everybody, you know, when I go to critique your work, you can't say my work sucks, I'm terrible, I should have put more effort in. I'm like, well, no. And that's my job to say that. And don't you rob me of the fun of tearing you apart. How dare you? How dare you, okay? Now, I see you're rocking the Spider-Man outfit. I love it. Okay? So I was going to wear my Marvel t-shirt today, but it didn't work out. Okay? So let's look at your work. Is this Scientist X? First of all, he's from India, right? Did he say he's from India?
Yes.
Okay. And he donates quite often.
Yeah.
Yes,
What
he
are
does.
you
He
donating?
donates. I always see his name with
It's
money
rupees.
to
Yeah,
it.
I like to ask questions, so it's better to pay for it.
It's better to pay for it. Hey, we should give him a free T-shirt, man.
Hey, you
Yeah,
did it.
thank you.
Aaron,
One of
he
these
can't
right
even
here,
hear
man. You want one of
you.
these?
He can't even hear you, dude. Just
Oh, well,
relax.
you
Yeah, just
communicate it.
Yeah, okay, here we
I
go.
don't like this. We gotta fix that.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, let me load up some more images
Your
here.
job.
Okay, guys, let me sharpen my knives here. Let me just get them going, okay? Let's see. 66 posts, 262 followers, 464 following. Scientist X, visual designer. Yeah, I guess design is visual. Illustrator, and I love railway font. Available freelance work, get in touch. All right. Here's what I'm going to say. Let's not put available for freelancing work on your thing. It sounds like you're just really desperate for work.
Thirsty, man.
You're thirsty, man. You're thirsty. Let's just not jump out of the gate and say, please hire me. That's just one level short of saying, please hire me. Okay?
Okay.
262, 464 following. Not a great ratio. I'm just going to look at your work here. All right. Aaron,
He
everybody
tried
pay
to do
attention.
the rule of thirds.
Okay.
Is there a phone ringing?
Who's ringing their phone? Kill them, Molly.
Molly's on the phone.
Molly, get off the phone.
I'm
All right, guys. Everybody, check this out. Play along. Everybody at home and watching this live, I want to scan this really quickly, and I want you guys to predict which one has the highest views. Here we go.
That one.
Hold on. You can tell me later. I'm just still scanning. Don't influence the audience, Aaron. All right. Okay. That's enough of us looking at it. Aaron, which one did you say it was?
Some head exploding.
The head exploding? Let me find out.
That one.
This one here?
One of those. Oof.
48, 42.
Let me
Okay,
see.
somebody else.
Scroll up.
Some of them are sponsored.
Hey, be
so-
quiet, be quiet.
Yeah.
You can't say anything.
Wait, scroll back down.
You can't say anything. Scientist X, mute yourself.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Which one, Molly?
Today, please.
I don't know.
Who's typing? Who's trying to send a text message while we're broadcasting live? Come on.
All right,
60.
scroll down.
Scroll down. Okay. Which one do you think?
Hey, is that your type book? I seen that type book here, dude.
I have that type
You have
book.
that type book.
Yes.
Keep scrolling, please.
Erica, what do you see? What do you like?
Keep going.
That tree's sweet.
Man, you are all over the universe on
The
this
tree
one.
was pretty cool, man.
Oh my God, you are all over the universe. Your name's
like-
Aaron, right? Arun?
Yeah.
My name's
I
Aaron.
like that. Stop.
We
I
all
like
know.
that pattern.
This
on
one?
Yeah.
25.
I win so far.
So far, he wins. Yes.
Molly, pick one so I can win for sure.
All right,
The
go
tree's
up.
cool. Tree's second.
No,
Also
no,
cool.
you only get one pick, dude. Come
I
on.
get two.
No, you don't. Molly, come on.
I know. I'm thinking. Okay,
Stop
go up.
thinking.
Go up. Stop.
That one? Yeah, that's pretty good.
Which
yeah,
one?
the cards.
No, the
36.
36.
Master Chief is pretty cool.
41.
41.
All right. Dude, you are all over the place. Okay. My guess would have been this one right here. This is the cleanest, coolest one. It shows a grid. It shows a little bit of a process. And I think there are multiple images that I can't see. I don't think. Can I see? Yeah, I can. Let me try. No.
You have to click on the image.
Okay. No, you just tricked me into liking it.
Ah, the guy is
What a tricky
good,
guy.
dude.
Oh my God.
He is good.
I got right there. Dude, that is messed up. I'm going to unlike it right now. How
Dude,
dare
I
you.
love this guy.
There are white arrows on the image.
Listen to me. How do you say your name? Is it Arun or Aaron? How do you say your name?
Yeah, Arun.
Arun.
Yes.
I think there's a bromance going on between you and Aaron. He's like, I love this guy. Give him a t-shirt. This guy's the best. Aaron, relax, all right? Okay, look, you have some contrast issues, man. Look at this thing. How do I read this thing?
Yeah.
Come on, you're killing me.
Scary, man.
Killing
That's like
me.
a scary,
Yeah.
scary
Alright.
movie.
Yeah. Look, it's hard to read these things. Think about contrast, okay?
I mean, that's pretty cool, though,
Okay.
other than that, right?
Yeah, it's a cool image. Just
But
make sure I can see
these
it.
three stick out so much from everything else you have on your Instagram.
That one had a lot of likes, too.
Woo!
Whoa,
Yeah, but
whoa.
Wow, whoa,
Wow.
hold on.
Sponsored,
Why
man, he
didn't
was
it-
saying.
Oh, it's sponsored?
I don't know, maybe. He's what he
Oh,
said.
yeah. Did
it
you
is
sponsor this?
sponsored.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
You paid to have it boosted, right?
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. Very
Got it.
interesting.
The
And-
hierarchy needs some work, though.
This one?
Yeah, like all those. They like the.
Erica's.
It seems like,
Yeah.
like you said, the contrasts, and that would make a difference in the hierarchy, so you know where to look first
Yeah.
and to improve the overall design.
Yeah, okay, so since you can't hear Erica speaking, Erica said you need to work on the hierarchy to make sure people know what to read, and that would improve the design. I actually really like symmetrical layouts, despite all my talk about asymmetry. Okay, I do like them when it's done well, and right now, I should be reading the text. That's the most important thing. Your logo could be a lot less important. Okay?
Okay.
It's balanced, but, pull the type forward so I can read it. Okay.
Okay.
So those are boosted, so now we know why. Okay, I get it.
I have a question about paid
Okay,
posts.
wait. Let me finish my thing, and we'll talk about paid posts. Okay. So Arun, your drawings they're okay, and your logos are okay, and your life interests are okay. Let's pick something. Let's go deep on something. Okay.
The tree, man. That was,
Come on, man.
I like the tree.
Let's go deep.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Actually, when I started my career as a designer, I wanted to be in UI design and UX. But I realized later on, I think a year into it, that I wasn't cut for it. So I changed my thing into I want to do art and illustration. So I started doing that more and more, and I started posting then on.
Okay.
So I guess you'll see more views on the things that I've done with illustrations rather than the older work.
Okay, that's totally cool. You could start somewhere in life and find something else that you want to do. Just realize each time you change verticals, you start over at the bottom again. If you're going down
Okay.
this path of becoming an illustrator, that's awesome. And then you switch over to UX. You got to start over at the bottom again. You're building up your portfolio. You're building up your expertise, your client base, all that kind of stuff. It's tough. So let's try to be very intentional in terms of when you make a change that you're going to stick to it. Because it also looks
Okay.
like you can't stick to something. You have commitment issues, and you don't want to do that either. Okay? We appreciate you. Aaron loves Arun, so hey, man, good job. And now we're done with the Zoom people, right, Molly? And now we can dive into debates and
Yes,
discussion
now
and all
we're
that kind of
done.
stuff.
Thank
you guys
you
can
all.
still hang out, all right? So I want to put you guys on the grid view here.
Goodbye, Arun.
Oh my God.
Aaron specifically said goodbye, Arun.
Because no one else was saying anything, so
I
come
said
on.
it. I
You
said
didn't
it.
give
Just
the
relax.
guy.
Okay, whatever.
goodbye.
Whatever. Let's just calm down. Okay, Molly, let's interact with the people on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, so.
What are they saying?
Can you scooch a little so it's like you're more in? More in?
Other way?
People
All right.
want to see you.
All right. Well, we have questions saying, is the social media actually working? Does it help land gigs? And Chris, is it ethical to buy followers? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, there's a lot of questions there.
Yeah.
A lot of questions. So let me pop up the live chat here. Give me 1 second. Boom. So now I can talk to the people on YouTube. Let me close that so that I don't destroy everything. Okay. All right, guys. Let's keep going here. Molly asked the question, does social media actually do anything for you? Is it worth anything? That's the first question, right? And then the second question, is it ethical to buy your followers? Is it ethical? Okay, let's get into it. What do you guys think? Erica, what do you think? Is social media worth anything at all?
Yeah, it gets your work out, so more people have access to it. And I use Twitter. My Instagram is it's really difficult to upload to Instagram unless you're uploading like photos, because the website is really crap and you can't upload, like I can't upload my GIFs to it. So, but I post it on Twitter, and I'm trying to find a way to use Instagram more.
Okay.
But yeah, I post something every day on Twitter, and I've been slowly getting a following. So I just I think it is helpful for getting your work out there.
Okay. Mr. Aaron. Aaron, what do you think, man?
Yeah, it's super useful, I think.
Thanks for that in-depth analysis, brother. Thank you.
We have some laughter out there. And finally, we hear something.
Yeah, because you got to say something funny. Like a bonehead thing, like, yeah, that works.
All right. Well,
Molly, what do you think?
I feel like you need it's not just Instagram for getting work. And I feel like you need to put more effort. Like if you're putting effort into curating a post, you should also post that on something like Behance or a network. I can't think of another site like that right now. But something else that will make it so where professionals go and see your posts, and then they can also link to your Instagram and kind of just see, oh, here's some more stuff. This is what I would be getting if I hire this person. But I wouldn't say solely Instagram is where to get work.
Yeah, everywhere. Just post everywhere, and also link it to everything, including your website and everything.
I don't think you guys are answering the question.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No. Aaron, call him out. Call him out,
man.
dude. I wish my sound effects box worked today, because I'd be having a field day with the sound effects box. Let's talk about this, guys. You know, I'm going to have Sean West on our show pretty soon. I'm exchanging emails with him. We're still kind of in the discussion phase. But if you guys don't know Sean West, it's SeanWes. He has a whole channel. He has a whole platform. And I was watching, I think it was a podcast or YouTube thing that he had done with his brother. I forget his brother's name. Maybe it's Jacob. And they're talking about, he posits this question: would you go out and buy a billboard space if you didn't have a product or service to sell? And he said, let me make the question a little bit deeper here and say that you can't just buy one billboard space. Like you can't just buy one ad. You have to buy multiples to make it work. So they encourage you to buy 3. So would you go and pay for media on a big billboard if you have no product or service to sell? He says too many people, like YouTubers, and he was talking about how the top YouTubers don't barely make any money. That all this attention may be just to create awareness about you, but it doesn't go anywhere. So
it's not worth anything.
It's not worth anything. So
Can't make money out of it.
He's suggesting that you need to have a product or service to sell first, and then design what you would consider top of the funnel awareness as you drive people into your product or service. And so I thought about that, and he said, time is money. The time is the most valuable thing that you have. If you're constantly busy on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, posting stuff, but you got nothing to sell, you're spending money the equivalent of buying ad space in a magazine or a billboard. And that made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense to me. But I disagree. Of course I'm going to disagree, you guys.
Disagree with what?
I disagree that having awareness is not worth anything. That what we're doing right now is building a community, and people are underestimating the value of community.
Priming
I
the
think,
pump, right?
I think, yes. Well, no, hold on a second. that the oh gosh, Aaron, you just killed me.
Sorry.
It's all right. Okay, what Sean is talking about is very transactional, that you only do something because you can make money on the back end. It kind of makes our whole society turn into, well, I'm not going to help you until you pay me. It kind of turns it into something like that. Very transactional. And we've talked about very traditional marketing things that you can do. So if you do traditional marketing, and we've talked about this yesterday, I believe, in terms of how most people who try to sell you something on YouTube will tell you 3 ways to lose fat instantly, or 2 things that you're doing to kill yourself today. And then you have to watch them talk about why you want to watch it the whole time. Somewhere towards the end, they give you 2 quick tips, and they say for the rest of this, you got to go and buy the program for $799 and then end the program. That is one way of marketing. I feel like that's very traditional. But to me, and I hope I'm using this concept correctly with Gary Vaynerchuk, he talks about the thank you economy. And so I've got this theory. Here's my theory. You guys have heard the law of conservation of energy and matter, that energy or matter cannot be created or destroyed. It gets transferred. That's what happens. So when your engine is running, it's creating heat, and the heat is energy escaping. So you're not, and the energy gets transferred out via carbon dioxide, heat and friction on the wheels, all that kind of stuff. So here's my theory. My theory is this, is that what are we doing here at the Futur? What are other people who are in the online space giving away stuff to you? Why are they producing these podcasts? My theory is I'm creating value for you right now, and we're giving it away for free. But if we apply the law of conservation of value, where does that value go? So I give you value. That's my time, my energy, my knowledge. Sometimes it comes back to us, as it is right now on the super chat. CZ's dropping $10 on me.
Tina.
And then Tina dropped $5. You see, so the value comes back. Now, Yeezy or CZ is going out and using the information, as many people have in our community, and they go out and they're able to change their rates from $200 for a logo to $2,000 to $20,000. So it created value for them. So as that value comes back to them, where will they share that value back? My hope is they come back. My hope, and the law of reciprocity says, I've given you so freely without any strings attached. Maybe you'll come back, and people have. People are donating on our channel, on our page. Molly, will you share with people? Because people on Facebook always want to know, is there an easy way to donate? Yeah, it's super easy. You just got to click on one link. You know what I'm talking about, Molly?
No, I don't know the link.
I only know our website, Molly?
Yeah. Oh, got it.
Yes. You can go to our website and you can share that with them, okay? So that's what people do. People will then go out of their way to share our content with other people, their friends. They'll pull them in, say we have viewing parties. This is what they do. So they're giving us their attention, their time, and their energy and effort, and we truly appreciate that. So is there value in creating awareness? Maybe, maybe not. But I think there's value in creating community, and the way we do that is we use the tools available to us in social media, whether it's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or on YouTube. This is what we're doing. And if we change the conversation away from just me talking about what it is that I'm doing that's so cool all the time, and we start to think about how can I create value for the world? What is it that I do that I can share, a process, a technique, a thought today, a way of looking at things? Maybe it's just about being vulnerable and somebody is able to relate to you. Maybe it helps to get them out of a funky state. Maybe it saves them from quitting doing design work because they found an answer in something that we created. And that's the value we're trying to create. Okay? CZ, I wish we can critique you. I just think we're at the end of our show here. We only have a few minutes left. If you hit me up next time on social media, direct message me. I will take care of that. Okay? All right. Molly, is it ethical to buy subscribers? It's totally ethical to buy subscribers. I think it's totally foolish to buy subscribers, but it's totally ethical. You can do it. What you're doing is you're getting a bunch of bots to follow you. They don't engage with you. They don't share your content. That's not community building. We know people in the social media space who bought followers for like 20, 30,000 followers. It's only a few bucks. What you see is they have a huge following, but super low engagement. That says to me, this person's account is fake. It's not to be trusted. And I question those people. I'm suspicious of those people. That's all I'm saying. There's a bunch of people out there with hundreds of thousands of followers, and they have 7 likes on their comments or on their posts. Next question. Hit me up. Let's go rapid fire right now.
I know.
Somebody's asking, Johnny T, he's asking, am I going to be in Toronto in November for a talk? Yes, I am. I hope to see a bunch of my Canadian friends at that talk. And I'll share a link with you guys later on that. Go ahead.
Well, someone says, Chris, what about copying? Chris,
I'm listening.
about people copying the work, though. What about people copying your work when you post it?
Okay. You have a choice to make. And people are saying I'm getting so preachy.
Yeah.
These things fire me up, you guys. How do I say this without sounding preachy, Aaron? Well, I can't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, that will
You can
help.
talk to us about it.
What do you mean I can talk to you about it?
I mean, let's have a discussion. What's your point of view?
Well, it's going to come out super preachy again.
Well, just keep it short, man. Like, just to get to the point.
All right, what's the question again? I forgot.
Oh, now I'm Chris and you're Aaron now.
Well, you said
What
this
about
is
people?
nonsense.
What about people copying your work?
Okay, I think you have to make a choice. Would you rather be the most secret, hidden thing in the world, or would you like to have people find out about what you do, to celebrate what you do, to write about it, to even copy it? That's the risk, and that's the risk I'm willing to take.
What is the risk of someone copying it? Like, how's that bad for the guy that made it?
Well, I don't know. People get all bent out of shape over that stuff.
But does it matter to you if someone copies you?
No, I hope they copy me.
Right? That's a compliment. It's like, man,
Yeah.
my style is that good.
Okay, so let's let's rewind the tape to about 2003, I think, and we were kind of, I would consider us a top 10, top 20 motion design firm in 2002 to 2003, and we decided, instead of hiding and embedding the videos on our website, that we wanted people to download it, to share it, to forward it to friends and that kind of thing. So we unlocked all our videos. Everybody could have downloaded it. And people would ask me, like, what are you trying to do? Well, isn't the whole point of sharing your work is so that people can share your work? Isn't that the point? And I've talked about this before, you guys. I think it is super arrogant to think that your work is original. We can do a whole challenge. Everybody that thinks their work is super original, first ever, never before seen, show me your work. And Molly and I will do a little research, and we'll show you where that idea originated from.
That sounds fun.
And we're going to destroy you. I would rather you take a different attitude, in that you're going to look at work, you're going to be inspired by it, you're going to create your thing, and this is how the world moves on. This is how we kind of continue to build on what we have. Otherwise, each and every one of us would be trying to reinvent the wheel, which makes no sense to me. All right.
Someone said Blind isn't following their own advice on their Instagram. Just
Blind?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
With the posts.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't manage the Blind account, you guys.
And then we have another.
Who said that? Who wants me to get into a fight with them?
I don't know. It's too far up.
Yeah, all right, Molly. When somebody wants to pick a fight with me, you write down their name, their social security number, and their email address.
All right. Next time I know.
Okay, guys, it is true. We don't always follow our own advice. However, I do my best on the accounts that I manage, and I can only manage a few accounts, all right? I manage the Twitter account for the Future and myself. I manage the Instagram account. No, I don't. I manage the Instagram account for myself and for the Future list. Ben does the Instagram account for the Future. I manage the Facebook account for all our entities except for Blind. So Matthew and other people manage that. So not everybody can do everything the same way. I have a limited amount of time and capacity, and that's what I'm doing. Okay. I just want to say that I think the person's name is Gary Fowles, says my eyebrows are so on point. You guys notice?
And everyone's loving your shaved
It's the
head.
lighting. It's the shadow created by your glasses.
All right, I got another question. How does following more people than you affect... Wait. How does following more people than you're following on Instagram affect your Instagram? Like, why would that matter?
Well, I think you want to be a leader, not a follower. The whole point of this thing is to build followers. So if you're following more people, you guys know this. Somebody will follow you and you'll feel guilty and you follow them back. I don't do that, so don't follow me if you want me to follow you back. I'm just not going to do it. I'll follow you if your work is good, if you're doing something worth following, and that's an important point. But when you have 400 followers and you're following 4,000 people, it tells me that you're on the wrong side of that spectrum. So change what you do. Try to build something that's valuable so that you can be an influential person, so that you can inspire people. That's how you build followers, okay? I think somebody has asked Aaron to give us a double bicep pump or something. Aaron, show me your all yoked out.
What are you guys talking about? I'm reading the comments here.
It's somewhere in there.
Should I take my shirt off? I think
No, not right now. We will do a shirtless episode sometime in the future, not today. Okay, I got to lose another 10 pounds here. All right. All publicity is good publicity. Molly, you got another one, or should we wrap up the show?
I just have I have a comment that says I'm not a graphic artist, but I'm applying a lot of these strategies to revamp my brand, and it's helping. So thank you.
What is that? That's, I moved in and out on that one.
Oh, I just wanted to say that. So.
All right. There's people saying, Aaron, you need to show us a quick tricep flex, mate. So somebody's from Australia or from the UK there.
There you go, guys.
Come on, dude. Show them the guns. Pull back the arms. Pull back the sleeves. Pull back the
All right,
sleeves.
come on. Enough of this. Either no shirt or I'm not doing it with a shirt on.
You're saying all or nothing.
Yeah, all or nothing.
All right, guys. It's time for us to wrap up the show. Last time I closed out the show, and I forgot to say our ending line. So I want to remind you guys that you're not defined by your past. The future is what you make it. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time. Be well.